The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Desde Brooklyn hasta el sol del Medio Oriente, José Flores con fuego en la mente. Raised in the Bronx where dreams don't sleep, donde el hambre te enseña a resistir. Section 8 life, no handouts, no cheat. He built his power from the pain on the street.
Cada golpe, cada lágrima caída fue el fuego que encendió su vida. Ahora camina con propósito y voz. José Flores, hear the noise. De la calle al combate, turn his trials into faith. Con disciplina y con fe, now he rises every day. From the black to the world sin temor.
You ever need a haircut?
So
that these kids can learn how to play instruments or want to, not just learn, but want to. But I think that there's a major shift.
Iraq to Korea, he led from the front. Now he lifts others, never just stunts. Hoy es mentor, líder, amigo.
Welcome, people, to the Motivated Mindset. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back on again. I want to welcome everybody to the Motivated Mindset with me, your guest, Jose Flores. But hey, some things like this happen, and we just keep it moving. We're not going to stop just because, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. And I am working it like, everybody knows. But I'm Jose Flores. I'm a combat vet. I am a end-of-life death doula, certified trainer, certified personal mediator. It's been a minute since I've done that, but I want to welcome everybody to the show. It's going to be a great show. As we said, we had some things that went down, but we're going to keep fixing it, and we're going to make it happen. So one of the things that we talk about here is resilience. We talk about how people can make a change in their life, because it doesn't matter how you started in life. That doesn't mean you can't change who you are today. And that's a big thing when we talk about the things we do on this show. And if you're digging what you hear on here, everything that we talk about, I'm gonna bring up this real quick slide right here. Hey, what I want people to do is to like and subscribe, because that's how we bring some great guests, into the show. We want to make sure that everything we bring is for real. It's people that you want to see, things that make you think, things that may say, hey, I want to keep watching stuff like that. And that's so important to everything that we do here. And I want to make sure that everybody supports us. So that's how we grow. That's how we bring new guests on. So with that being said, I want to make sure that I got that on, and I'm trying to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So just give me a moment real quick, people, and we're going to bring it on. So our guests, give me a moment. I got all this stuff. Yes, Tony, we got this. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you for sending us the stuff. Sometimes we run into things that we cannot control. But our next guest, here we go. That's what I'm good. Yep. All right, we got it. We are good now. So let me take this. Before we bring in our next guest, I want to talk about who our next guest is, who it is, what they do, because that's so important. But our next guest is Miss Didi Edwards, right? And I'm honored. She's a licensed hairstylist, a curl specialist, and an industry educator, who is redefining how we think about the texture of hair. Not that I got any, right? She combines cosmetology science, ingredient knowledge, and real-based experience to help people move beyond trends into true hair health. Through her platform, It's the Curls for Me. She's known for her bold, no-fluff approach, debunking myths, challenging viral products, culture, and reminding us that real results come from understanding, not hype. Didi is on a mission to elevate standards in the beauty industry and to empower people to embrace their natural texture and live in their authenticity, So let's welcome to the show, Didi.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hi, Didi. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Sorry for
welcome.
I know. Thank you for excuse the little, internet drop we have, but we're on. And I just want to say thank you for being on the podcast. You know, it is exciting.
Thank you for having me. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to be here.
Hoorah. So what we're gonna start off is who is Didi? Where you from? You know, who we're talking with.
So I am originally from Georgia, like born and raised in Georgia, but my parents are both from Puerto Rico. So I'm what you call a butter pecan Rican. My father was in the military, and this was his second to last duty stop. So this is where I was born. This is where I grew up. And everything was about Georgia. Like so much of that when I was 8 years old, I knew I was going to the University of Georgia. I graduated high school and went to the University of Georgia. I got a degree in journalism, and then I got a master's degree in digital marketing. And then somehow I became a hairstylist by accident, but here we are.
By accident. Okay.
I've always had this love for learning, and I've always had this love for sharing my knowledge, because even as a little kid, everything I learned, I had to open my mouth and tell you, did you know? And so I would share everything that I learned. And when I became a hairstylist, I found that I had to do the same thing. Like I get all of this knowledge about hair and how the science of hair works and things like that. And so I wanted to translate that into a platform that I've created basically from my house. When I was like locked down in 2020, you know, I would just share all the hair knowledge with people, because I feel like the education and knowledge about natural hair should not be a burden, and it shouldn't be a barrier to entry into the field. So I try to simplify it all for whoever wants to learn. All of my knowledge is out there for free.
That is, yes, absolutely. You got somebody who's saying love it.
Thank you.
They love it, you know. So well, that's awesome. And you know, you said you started. Did you always, even like, when did it really hit you? Like you said, this is what I want to do. This is my passion.
It was an accident. It was a total accident. I thought that I was going to go into marketing strategy, and like going into CRM management and going into public relations. That's what I thought. I was actually, what I really thought was that I was going to write for like the New York Times. I thought I was going to be a journalist.
Okay.
But then I was like, okay, at the time that I graduated college, no one's really reading newspapers anymore. And I love writing anyway. So that turned into PR, which turned into email marketing, which turned into digital marketing strategy. And then the company that I was working at, like, just decided to lay off everyone in my department. So here I was, not knowing what I was going to do. I was like, I don't know what to do with my life right now. And during this time, I was falling in love with makeup, and I was doing makeup for fun for myself, and I was doing it for friends and for family, for their events and all of this stuff. And I was like, this is just fun for me. 3 different people told me that didn't have anything to do with each other. They're like, you should do makeup professionally. So I was like, well, if 3 people who don't know each other from Adam tells me that I should do this, cool, I'll do it. So I started doing makeup professionally, and it was beautiful, because I started working with a photographer who exclusively photographed women and helped empower them and help them feel good about themselves. And I loved it, because I was that first like touch point to help hype them up and help allow them to see the beauty that I saw in them naturally, which was amazing to me. Seeing the transformation, seeing their eyes light up, understanding that that's who they look like. That's what I see. That's the beauty that I see in them reflected back to them, was just life-changing for me. Then I got a phone call saying, hey, do you do hair? And I said, no, why? And they were like, well, we were going to fly you out to do this wedding, but oh well. And I said, I am never again missing an opportunity like that. So the next day I signed up for cosmetology school. And
oh my God, fly you out. Okay.
Yeah. And because my background is in marketing, right? Everyone knows that in marketing, when you cast a wide net in the ocean, you don't catch a lot of fish. But when you cast a wide net in a small pond, you were way more successful. So I was like, let me niche down from day one.
Wow.
So because I had naturally curly hair and had struggled with my own naturally curly hair, I was like, this is what I'm specializing in. I don't care about anything else. I only care about naturally curly hair. And so I've taken my knowledge of marketing and my love of natural hair and created a career. So it literally happened by accident.
Wow.
Not this was not what I thought I was going to be doing, but here I am and I love it more than anything in the world.
That is stupendous. I know I read some of your stuff. You know, when people talk about like true hair healthy,
Mhm.
you know, what does that mean or what does that look like? Because I always hear about it, but you know, especially when I read your bio.
So, healthy hair is truly just ensuring that the strands of the hair are solid and can take
Mhm.
on whatever it is that you want it to do without things like dryness and breakage and so on and so forth. But I think what's most important is understanding the hair that you naturally have, because when you understand what grows from your scalp naturally and
Mhm.
start to understand and embrace what grows from your scalp naturally, you can then start to create a system that works for your lifestyle that maintains what you were given
Mhm.
in its best health, right? And it's not a complicated system, it's a very simple system, but unfortunately, in the in the society that we live in where consumerism is at an all-time high,
Yes.
I strive to simplify the process for people because hair should not be complicated. Especially for me as an Afro Latina,
Mhm.
I have grown up being told that I have quote pelo malo, right?
Yes.
And taking that title on as a little girl, and that became the narrative about my hair and my relationship with my hair on into my adult years had made me create this like persona, made me create this kind of shell of what is acceptable and what is the right way to appear in public and
Mhm.
what people will find beautiful.
Yeah.
And because I had that narrative instilled in me once I became an adult and then I entered into this field, I had to say no more.
Yeah.
Right when I entered this field was also when I had my daughter. So I get to unlearn I get to unlearn all of these
Right.
truths about my own hair while I teach these truths to my daughter and her hair and to my son and his hair. So, yeah, it's healthy hair honestly comes not just from like what you do to it on a daily basis. It's understanding it and accepting it, which I think is the big piece
Mm.
that is missing a lot in hair education.
Yeah, because there's so many, well, like what there's so many myths. And when you talked about the social media, like what's the biggest one that you hear out there? Just the bad hair. When they talk about myths, the way the media portrays it.
So, I mean, obviously we've talked about good hair. Like we've heard the narrative about good hair versus bad hair,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But the biggest myth is that you need to buy the most expensive products,
Yes.
the top of the line things, the top of the line shampoos, conditioners, stylers. You need a 10-step product in order to have healthy hair. My followers on social media know I
Mhm.
build a healthy hair routine for people and I can show them how to build a healthy hair routine from everywhere from the highest end store down to the
Mhm.
Dollar Tree,
Mm. Yeah.
because taking care of your hair is not a luxury, it's a necessity.
Yes.
It's part of self-care. It's part of making sure that you can show up in the world as your best self and as your most confident self, because when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you do good.
Yeah.
And some people are in a place where they don't feel good, but fake it till you make it.
Hmm.
Add a little razzle dazzle to the hair, do something that makes you feel good about yourself, and then you show up in the world with far more confidence, which then in turn becomes far more success.
So, what should people actually be looking for in hair ingredients? Like, if somebody who's watching, because there's so many choices out there, what should they be looking for?
The way that I've simplified it the most is you want to find a good shampoo and conditioner.
Mhm.
We're looking for something that has humectants in it, things that are going to actually help moisturize the hair and keep it hydrated. We're looking for a corresponding conditioner, and the conditioner should have a lot of slip to be able to hold in the hydration that we get from shampoo. And then from there, a leave-in conditioner, your styler of choice, and then sealing in that moisture, whether it be with a silicone, whether it be with an oil, whether it be with a butter. It's not complicated at all when I break it down into those kind of like 5 components.
Mhm.
And if you visit my TikTok account or my Instagram account, you'll see that I do shop with me videos where I show you
Mhm.
different options at different stores at different price points to help that I personally as a curl specialist would be like, this is a-okay, go get that.
Mhm.
Um, I have clients who sit in my chair, they're like, so I use this brand that I got at the drugstore. And I'm like, that's great. Go for it. Have at it, have fun with it. If that works for you and if that's what's in your budget, then do it. I have other clients who are like, what do you suggest I do for X? What do you suggest I get for shampoo? What do you suggest I get for a leave-in conditioner? And my first question is, what's your budget? Because I'm going to help you find what works for you and for your hair within your budget.
Cool beans. No. And ladies and gentlemen, if you look below, that's the TikTok site right there. So make sure, and then toward the end, we'll have all our contact information too, but that's one of her TikTok too. And we have another question that says, let me see. Harriet says, April is Stress Awareness Month and stress shows up in our hair. Why do women often see shedding months after a stressful event?
Yeah, so this is a magical thing that I have to talk about every single day. It's called telogen effluvium. This is a temporary hair loss, excessive shedding period. And essentially what happens is that even though we have evolved as humans and we have evolved as a culture, our bodies haven't really evolved all that much. So when you're going through a stressful situation, you don't know, your body doesn't know if you are going through just a stressful situation at work, at home, with your family, health situation. It doesn't know if it's that or if you're getting chased by a bear.
Gotcha.
So when that happens, when your body goes into stress mode, it starts to shut off non-essential functions. And one of those non-essential functions, it's like keeping your hair in your head. We don't need it. We're going to reserve our nutrients for other things like breathing and making sure our heart pumps. But because our body will recalibrate after a few, like the shedding period will last as long as the stressful period lasts. But once your body recalibrates, which normally it takes about 3 to 6 months, you're going to start to see the hair grow again. So what I tell my clients is like, you have to expect and plan for stress in your life, but you can give your body the things that it needs in order to produce the hair when it gets back to being balanced. So that means making sure you're drinking your water, making sure you're eating your leafy greens, making sure you're eating fruits and vegetables for fiber, and also making sure you're getting a good amount of protein during those stressful periods. Because even as a hairstylist, I see the stress coming before you do.
Gotcha.
So like I can tell in the hair when things are changing just because the chemistry of your body will show up in your hair. Your hair is an external expression of what's happening internally. So yeah, those are the things that I would recommend to kind of like balance it out. There's obviously some supplements that you can do and things like that as long as it's cleared by your doctor. But aside from that, understanding that biologically we're still humans.
Yes, ma'am.
Stress can be the same as getting chased by a cheetah or having a hard time at work.
Wow.
It doesn't know the difference.
Right. We have another comment that says, Didi is the real deal. She is creating an inclusive space for everyone. I love that she makes healthy hair accessible by sharing products from Dollar Tree, from Marcias, etc. Wow, look at that. Okay, and we got another one that says, what everyday habits such as sleep, nutrition, rushing, skipping meals quietly contribute to hair changes?
Oh my goodness, such a good question. One that I'll add to it is hormonal changes. When your body changes, so does your hair. Little things, whenever you are, as I said earlier, your hair is an external expression of what is happening internally, right? So if you are not taking care of the machine, let's call it a telegraph machine, the graph paper is not going to read the memo that you need it to read, right?
Yes.
So when you take care of your insides, your outsides show, not just your hair, but your skin and nails too. When you drink more water, eat protein, and eat, fibrous food, healthy food, your skin glows, your nails are stronger, they grow faster, your hair has more strength to it because hair is composed of keratin proteins, right? If you're not consuming proteins, if you're not consuming enough water, if you're not getting enough rest, well, if you're not getting enough rest, you're stressed out. If you're not having enough water, you're dehydrated. And then you start to put your body into stress mode, right?
Yes.
So ensuring that, I always tell people, because if a client is in my chair and tells me, I've had a lot of shedding, I don't know what to do, my first question is, have you seen your doctor? I'm not going to give you any recommendations until you've seen your doctor, because it could be an indication of something else happening, something underlying, a lack of a certain vitamin, a lack of, you know, a fluctuation of hormones and things like that. We want to make sure that you're getting everything that you need in order for your hair to flourish. And
Mhm.
if you're not taking care of you as a whole, none of this matters. Nothing else will matter,
Yeah.
because it's not, the two go hand in hand.
Mm. And that brings up the point I'm thinking about, how, how is that connected also? That's connected also to identity and confidence, right? I'm
Yes,
assuming.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, how we show up in the world,
Hmm.
it all starts with how we appear, like what we see in the mirror, because what we see in the mirror is what people see in us, right? It's that first impression. It's first impressions, like first impressions matter, right?
Yes.
And one of the things that I found is that when you live authentically and when you show up authentically, you shine more,
Mm.
right? If you're taking care of yourself and your hair is thriving, you feel good about yourself, not only how you move in the world, but how you look,
Mm.
right? And one of the things that I really harp on my clients and harp on my followers is that authenticity and being your true self, it's not a trend. It's
Mm.
not a trend. It's what's left when you stop performing for everybody else. So I also like to tell, well, one of the things that I really love about hair is that it's not just hair. It is how you represent yourself. It's how you represent your history. It's how you represent your ancestry. And in a lot of cases, it's a form of resistance. It's
Yeah.
how you stand up for yourself and for your culture and for your community. So no, it's not just hair. It tells a story.
Yes. Yes.
When I first did my first curl training and I first got certified, one of the statements that was said is when you ask a curly girl about her hair, she's going to tell you her life story. And it's true. So much of our own story is tied in our hair. So much of my client's story is it's really about that switch that happens from I'm performing for everybody else and doing what I feel is acceptable by society, and
Mhm.
now I'm just going to be in my own truth and I'm going to live my own truth and I'm going to appear and show up every day as
Yeah.
myself. And people
Mm.
don't realize that there is like a lot of history
Yes.
in
There is.
in just being authentic.
Hmm.
Hair has been legislated
Hmm.
for over 200 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to be able today to step into my Afro Latinidad and just wear my hair in locks because I can,
Hmm. Yes.
because I find that that's what's beautiful for me. And I find that that's what's authentic for me.
Yeah.
To see my clients who are like, I'm going to wear my curly hair because I love it. And
Hmm.
it's so much easier for me. And I just feel like myself.
Hmm.
It's a beautiful thing to see.
Yes, it is. It is. And I know there's been some changes. There was a time when women couldn't wear their hair at work. And wasn't there a law? I know there were so many laws, right?
Yeah.
It changed it.
So in 1736 in Louisiana,
Mhm.
the at the time it was controlled by the Spanish, and the Spanish governor put into a law something called the Tignon laws, and that decreed that Black women could not wear their natural hair out, so they
Mhm.
had to wrap their hair. And even though the legislation said no, you have to cover your hair, you have to cover that part of you that people are drawn to, that people find beautiful and attractive, because that's what the law really was about. They were
Mhm.
like, bet I'm going to wear my head wrap, but I'm going to put jewels on it and feathers on it. And
Mm.
now it's a piece of art. Now it's a fashion statement.
Mhm.
Now it's a form of resistance, because in no way, shape, or form are you going to tell me that my hair is not beautiful. So I'm going to show you the beauty even when it's wrapped away,
Mhm.
right? Fast forward, because I feel like you'll connect with these stories. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about military regs.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in 2014, we had an Army regulation set 670-1. Okay.
Mhm.
And that deemed locks, braids, natural hair as unkempt.
Yes.
So you have people from the African diaspora with their natural hair and whatever their natural hair looks like being told that what's on their head is not professional. It's unkept. Unkempt. It looks messy. It looks not well taken care of. They don't look put together. So then fast forward to 2018, the Navy eases up on those regulations and they start to allow, they lift the ban on locks and they start to embrace more natural and protective styling. So things that actually would work for Black women in the military, for their hair, to keep their hair healthy. They are allowing it in 2018. Like, let's just put that into perspective.
That is something.
2018. In 2021, the Army jumps on board and updates their regs, right? So in 2019, you have the first Crown Act being submitted, which is the act that doesn't allow for discrimination based on your hair, which is something that women specifically in the military were facing all the way up until 2018, basically, right? They were being discriminated against based on their hair. That prevented people from being discriminated against in the workforce and in schools. This was in the state of California. In 2022, in Louisiana, 236 years after the Tignon laws, now we have the Crown Act in Louisiana.
Wow.
Yes. So it's like a whole reversal happened, a full 180 happened, but it only took 236 years for it to happen.
I know, right?
Right?
My goodness. Wow.
Yeah. So as I said, hair, especially Black women's hair, women from the African diaspora, their hair, and anyone who has naturally curly hair, their hair has been legislated. It's been controlled. It's been discriminated against for centuries. And we've been told that we have to abide by a certain beauty standard in order to be accepted in society, even though that standard doesn't align with who we are authentically. It doesn't align with who we were born to be, who we were meant to be. We have to alter who we are in order to fit. And with naturally curly hair, I tell my clients all the time, your hair is big. It grows up to the sun. It takes up space. You're not meant to fit into a tiny box, and that's okay.
Yes.
Right?
Because we've always had to simulate.
Yes.
That's and no, I can relate. When I first joined the military, for us, even for African American men, shaving was an issue. And they would not even change the reg. It was later on you got a profile, but you're absolutely correct. The females of color had to keep their hair in a way that was unnatural.
Yep.
You're absolutely correct. Wow, no, that's deep. Yeah, the Crown Act. That's what I was thinking of. I just forgot. We're gonna go on a quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk about your mission that you got moving forward that you want to do with people, and then we'll hit right on. So we'll take a quick commercial break. Be right back. Thank you.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey, from the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. Oh.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at nbradio.com.
Welcome back to Motivated Mindset with Jose Flores, and we're here with Didi Edwards. And right before we went on break, we asked about, what is her mission moving forward?
Yeah, so I have a goal to help simplify hair and help people step into their authenticity. That's literally my one thing. Is you don't need 20 products, you need understanding. I want you to understand that hair is the first place you either learn to accept yourself or to fix yourself. And I am of the mindset that we should just embrace ourselves and allow ourselves to be our full, authentic, true selves day in and day out. I tell my clients every day, because I have littles too, little kids who are just like, I just wish my hair looked like this, that, or the other. And I tell that baby, your hair is absolutely perfect the way that it is. There's nothing wrong with how you were made. We just need to make sure that you feel good about how you were made. The approaches that I take are always evidence-based and science-based. I'm not going to hop onto a trend. I always focus on science. I always focus on what is true and what is irrefutable. And then I allow you to kind of fluctuate with your opinions from there. But ultimately, every person that sits in my chair, I want them to leave feeling like the best version of themselves. The other big thing that I want to be able to do is I want to teach other stylists how to be able to do the same. In the salon that I'm in, I have implemented a training program for assistants, which it's been so great. I take assistants and I see them through becoming stylists. And in that process, they learn how to connect with clients and how to help empower them with their natural hair, never altering, never changing, always embracing what they have and who they are from day one, which is a beautiful thing to see. Building a little army of myself, if you will.
Yes, you are. No, absolutely.
That's the goal.
I got a text, and definitely people ask me what other ways they can get in contact with you. So we'll go to the slides so you can talk about the difference. So let me bring that up. Make sure I got the right one. Yes, there we go. And it's all on you, Didi. What we got up here?
All right, these are two of my favorite clients. And yes, even though they do embrace their natural texture because they can take care of their hair, they also know how to alter their texture for special occasions. I will tell you that these two looks are a 5% situation. 95% of the time, they have their curls out, popping and looking amazing. We do color. I specialize in color. So not just cuts, but also color, and ensuring that people can live their authenticities. For my one client that's on the left, she and I are of kindred spirit because in our minds we're natural blondes. Don't play with us. It's just how we are.
Right.
My client on the left, natural blonde, just like me. And then my client on the right, she's like, I'm a natural purple. And we just like to have fun with our hair. We like, as long as they always understand that what they were given is absolutely beautiful and perfect. You can always play with things that you can play with color, you can play with styles, and that's what we've done with these two clients here.
Okay, let me see. And we have here.
This one is another one of my amazing clients. This was at a photo shoot that she did for a brand, and the story behind this one is actually fantastic. This was a client who actually used to wear her hair straight all the time.
Wow.
And once she embraced her natural texture, all of a sudden she's getting booked for modeling gigs.
Wow, that is so cool.
Isn't that crazy? It's like when you show up as yourself, the doors open wide. Another fun story that I tell people all the time is I had a client who came in after a divorce, and she's like, I just need a refresh. And so we did a cut, we did a color, we helped her embrace her natural texture. And no lie, 2 weeks later, she met the love of her life, and they've been together for 5 years.
Oh my God. That is
When you love who you are and how you are and how you show up, the world opens up and magic starts to happen, people. I tell you.
Oh my baby, I love who I am, but I don't have any hair. I can't do nothing about this. Okay, but I got it. I'll work on my booty.
love bald heads too.
All right, that's that. No, that is a beautiful story. That is awesome. What you just said. Oh my goodness. Let me make sure. All right, and we have here. Wow,
And aren't they stunning?
they are. They are.
Once again, I love natural hair because natural hair is meant to take up space. Natural hair is meant to be big and beautiful. And like I said, it's like sunflowers, which are my favorite flowers, and they grow up towards the sun. And to see two women who are embracing their natural Afro textured hair.
Mm,
The one on the right actually had this was one of our, I think this might have been our second appointment doing color. She was stepping into, okay, I really want to embrace my natural texture. And just to see how beautiful and gorgeous she looks with her natural hair,
yeah.
she takes my breath away. Every time that I see photos like this, they just take my breath away because I love it when hair and also when people take
Mhm.
space. They're not meant to be small. They're not meant to be in a box. They're not meant to abandon who they naturally are. They're meant to embrace it. It's
Mhm.
beautiful. The moments like these and cuts like these cuts that I've done in the past, it just fills my heart with so much joy
Wow.
because I just see beauty,
Mhm.
nature. I see God's greatest creation in these images. I love it.
That's beautiful. That is. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Absolutely. Absolutely. And these were your clients, and they still
All my
come.
clients, yeah.
Wow. Okay. No, that's awesome. Awesome. So here we go. How can people get in touch with you, Didi?
So, you can connect with me on TikTok. That's where I post not only about hair, but all of you get to know me and all of my little shenanigans and my personality because again, life is more than just hair.
Mhm.
On you can also connect with me on Instagram, and I do also have a Facebook page that you can connect with me at as well. I always answer my DMs, so if you send me a message, I'm going to answer, even though I have almost, I think, almost 80,000 followers. I still answer all my DMs.
That's all.
So I like to connect with my community, and I like to
Mhm.
connect with the people who follow me and answer questions and help them along their way. I do consultations on there. I help people figure out what works for them and I simplify things for them right there. Just
Wow.
right on the socials.
Oh, we have a I'll put this back up, but we have a question. It said, what conversations do you wish we were having more openly in our communities about hair, stress, and self-worth?
Mental health is a real thing. And I feel like communities of color shy away from mental health and the needs of support through mental health. I know I grew up saying, like just pray about it. It'll be fine. It'll
Hmm.
be fine. Just, put some Viva Peru on it and it'll be okay, you
Yes,
know?
yes, yes.
And honestly, to be able to talk, to find a community of people that you can express those difficulties about how you're feeling about yourself and to have someone to be able to validate those feelings but also speak truth and life into you is going to be key and clutch. um, I think to be able to separate ourselves from the narrative that you have to perform in order to be accepted as opposed to just aligning
Hmm.
yourself to who you truly are. I feel that that is a conversation that needs to be had a lot more.
Yes, ma'am.
uh, that meeting certain beauty standards and looking a specific way and behaving a specific way and speaking a specific way and not being assumed to be X, Y, or Z because of how you look or how you speak or how your hair looks or how you dress is important.
Hmm.
Um, but I also think that a lot of conversations have been being had about natural hair and the importance of embracing our natural hair and our natural texture. So I love to see those conversations continue to happen.
Hmm.
Um, I just also want to remove the stigma that natural hair is more difficult, that
Hmm.
natural hair should be more expensive to take care of, and that natural hair is requires effort that really isn't needed.
Hmm.
I tell people all the time, natural hair is actually very delicate. It doesn't need to be strong armed into place. It just needs to be honored and respected and treated with gentleness and kindness, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that, I mean, I can go down a hairstyling rabbit hole with a lot of terms and too much jargon, and I won't bore you all with that.
Mhm.
But yes, I feel like those are the conversations that we need to have, and those are the conversations that we need to continue to have. That taking care of your hair is not a luxury. Taking care of your hair is not something that you need to have a significant budget line item for. It is a part of self-care. It is a part of self-worth. It is a part of simple, basic hygiene, right? And it should not be complicated, and also should not be expensive.
Yeah.
That's
It's
my
almost,
philosophy.
wow, it's almost like we have to change the way we look at things too. For a
Yes.
lot of us, especially
Yes.
older generations.
Yes.
You know, the message needs to get out there. And I mean, this next question. It says, "Do you do virtual consultation?" And I can see why.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And I do them for free right now.
Oh, so what's the best way they can get in contact with you? Which way?
So the best way is to contact me via Instagram, because on Instagram you can send pictures, videos, we can video chat and all of that. When I said that this is a passion of mine and I love to share my knowledge with other people because it's the right thing to do, I honestly have been doing free virtual consultations for like 5 years now.
Wow.
And you just send me a message on there. We set up a time. We can either do a video call, or you can just send information directly to me, like pictures and videos and things like that. And I have an entire playlist, or not playlist, but a highlight of what I need from you to do a virtual consultation. But yeah.
Okay. And
we have my knowledge just sits in my brain. If I don't get it out.
Right. Okay. We have a question that says, should you visit okay, you got to help me with
psychologist?
Yes, when hormones start changing with age.
No, you should see your doctor.
Okay.
Yes,
right.
See your primary care doctor, and you want to get blood work done. You want to get a full blood panel done so that you understand what is happening internally. Now you see your primary care, you can see an endocrinologist as well to kind of see where your hormones are, what's shifting, what's changing. But those are the two that I kind of recommend anyone go to see. For women, obviously, I suggest that they go see their GYN, because they can also run those same blood panels and help get your hormones rebalanced. But a lot of times, getting healthy hair doesn't always have to do with the products that you use.
Got it.
Yeah. I know. Wow. I'm a hairstylist. I tell people it's not me.
And Didi, as we get ready to close out, what do you want people to take away from this conversation? Anything we haven't covered? What do you want them to take away? One
thing is that even though I've been a content creator for going on 6 years, I've never tried to be viral. I don't want to go viral. I want to build something that lasts. I want to build a community of people who love themselves and accept themselves, and who are teaching future generations to also love themselves and to accept themselves as they are. I want to build a society where kids are told every day that they're beautiful just how they are. I want to see a world where parents aren't getting overwhelmed and frustrated about how to take care of their kids' hair, and aren't trying to fight with their kids when they just want to be kids. I want to see a world where men and women and everyone are accepted in the school, in the workplace, where little boys and little girls aren't having to cut their locks off just to play their sports. I want to see a world where having to accept, my light went off, having to fit into a certain aesthetic is no longer necessary. Just being yourself is what is necessary. Yes. So yeah, that's what I want to see. That's the legacy that I want to build. And I build that through my clients, through every single client that sits in my chair. And I'm opening up very soon. I'll be opening up mentorships and trainings for hairstylists so that they too can learn how to help me build this society from one person at a time in my chair, one person at a time in their chair. So mentorships are going to be launching soon. Training for hairstylists are going to be launching as well. And who knows, we might have to do a little ebook or something for parents to help their kids love their hair.
No, Didi, that's you've dropped some golden nuggets, but about life. It's just life. I'm like, man, that is so cool. And I appreciate it so much. And you will be writing a book. You will be.
Yes.
You will be. And when you write that book, you're coming back.
I am.
When you come back, you want, because I think it's more than just hair. It's about life and being authentic, what you're telling us, you know. And it's really deep. I just want to say thank you for what you just put out. I think it's going to take a lot to process. I know. Well,
it is.
Someone like me,
a lot, but once you get it, and it sticks with you forever. And so that's just, I just love being able to. I just love what I do.
Yes.
Even though it was completely accidental that this is what I do, I love what I do.
Absolutely.
So great.
That is stupendous. No, I think that's really cool beans. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds here. That's Didi's contact information. For those, all you got to do is put your phone on photo, and it'll give you the link for all of them. Or just take a picture of it, and it'll be available. So please support. I think this is great information, especially for our children. Especially for our children, it's all about them, you know, right? The next generation.
Like when he said, "I believe the children are future."
Yes. Okay, Michael, don't get me started because I love karaoke. But anyway,
that'll be the next episode.
Our next
episode together, we'll do karaoke.
Didi, thank you so much. That was just really good information, and you know, we'll be definitely spreading this information out so people can be aware. And now I know who they can reach, which is going to be you when people start saying, I got you, Ray. I got you. Didi, she's the WOMAN. That means woman. She knows what to do. She's more than just hair. No, I want to say thank you. Let me make sure any more questions, anybody. Let me see. Somebody said, thank you so much. I will be reaching out for a virtual consultation. My daughter has very dry, tight curls and nothing works on her hair. I have received so much information today. Thank you.
Yay, you are so welcome. I can't wait to talk to you about your baby's hair.
Yes. That's stupendous. She's a good friend. She's good. I love her. I love her very much. In her hair and everything is cool, and her daughter. But I just want to say thank you. We're going to play a commercial, then we're going to bug out. And just thank you for everything you've put out to us today.
Thank you for having me.
One team, one fight. And we got this commercial coming up. Let's see what this looks like. Let me see. I don't even know what it's going to be like, but here we go. Watch this. Today's episode is being sponsored by Stretch Zone, Centerville, Virginia, and Health Source Chiropractic in Manassas, Virginia. At Stretch Point, they specialize in practitioner-assisted stretching designed to improve flexibility, mobility, posture, and overall performance. Their services are ideal for individuals looking to prevent injury, enhance recovery, and maintain an active lifestyle. And at Health Source Chiropractic of Manassas, Virginia, they provide patient-centered chiropractic and rehabilitative care focused on pain, relief, mobility restoration, and long-term functional wellness. Their approach integrates chiropractic adjustments, corrective exercise, and supportive therapies tailored for each patient. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm, and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25, and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.